to try and win out the rest of the fight somehow. And it's worked out for him quite a bit. But currently we see Joy hovering over on the Moira. This could mean that they were expecting to see a little bit more DPS, but now he will swap over now to the Zenyatta. Proper, I don't know if he's going to stick with this. Could have a bit of a scout. You can see he's laid down a translocator. He's got an eye on GEEKSTAR here. If he can get an early hack onto GEEKSTAR, that could be an early pick.
Yeah, he is actually going to make high ground, yeah, so he's going to have to back off. Proper staying on the Sombra.
They're actually staying on low ground right here. It could be vulnerable to a hack from behind, maybe. He's going to get grassed upon, but will use his bubble and get a projected barrier as well. Does get a repair pack, so no resources yet remaining. We'll have to come off cooldown.
Yeah, so Proper is staying on the... Oh dear. Yeah, Joy got booped in, you can see. Toby was just, whoop, little right click, and now you're inside our team, which means you're going to die very fast. Wow, Proper though. Almost got a tick. They're going to let him get a tick. Yeah,
Lord,
okay. Proper gets a tick. Who does find Tuba? So that's going to be at least a little bit more delayed in the offense for O2 Blast. But a tick been acquired by Proper. Plus 72% on that EMP as well.
That's
wow.
A big lapse right there. It's going to be a lot harder to defend that as well. Still, Proper is in the background, is building up towards that EMP, dueling out at the moment, taking a little bit of damage. We'll have to translocate out at some point, but he's getting cheeky. Wants to try and use the remainder of that HP to build up towards the EMP, which you can use to strip all the shields away from Yum1 and Who.
Oh, Joy going low. Yum1 is just going to fire a right click in amongst the shields and manage to find the kill. Tuba's also going to go down. O2 Blast might be thwarted in their offense just for the time being. However, just building up ults is what they've been achieving thus far. Do not. Okay, Proper dies. Okay. That's. I thought he translocated. Maybe his translocator got destroyed, not entirely sure. Now he's going to have to reset up.
Right now, Joy, first pick 2 times. He's feeling flimsy, he's feeling arenaic, he's feeling fragile. It's very easy to overwhelm here for GEEKSTAR. Appears to be their main point of concern. They realize that Joy is hitting so many orbs. There's a lot of pressure coming on here. They aren't consistently winning out the main tank battle, so potentially that will be their port of call. Proper's actually playing around with his team at the moment, actually rotating with him, playing more of a frontline Sombra kind of thing.
Yeah, that was an easy EMP spot right there. Graviton Surge coming out from GEEKSTAR though, does have 4 members in a bit of a group hug. Self-destruct comes out as well. Should be rather easy to avoid. That was actually on the low ground. That didn't actually go above O2 Blast whatsoever. And that does mean they are going to rotate onto the point with a grab in hand as well.
GEEKSTAR won't be able to come down with a consistent shield either. Maybe going to have to wait for GEEKSTAR to rotate in.
Oh,
he's gonna
horrible
be
hack. Unlucky. Can't wide away. Can't heal himself either. Horrible situation for the Lucio to be in. There's the Shadow. In fact, a grab's going to get thrown out as well. Right in the corner. They're going to get brought together, but OWC finding Villain. I'm not sure it's going to matter, to be honest, as Assassin's going to go down as well, and then the rest of O2 Blast can just round out on the support. You can see Rain up in the skybox almost just trying to take out Who. Finishes him off with the melee. And now O2 Blast can move forward with an EMP. They have 5 minutes to cap second.
Joy's actually swapped over as well onto the Ana now. Wants to be able to potentially combine that EMP with a biotic grenade to ensure Leo can't get any healing. You're going to be watching right now. Yum1 going to try and go for that counter Sombra. Assassin is ready to match. Rally versus Rally. But the question mark here is, can they get GEEKSTAR to use an early one of those protective barriers onto Leo? If they can, there'll be no way to cleanse away incoming damage from that biotic grenade.
That's what they're relying on right now, is those cleanses like you said from the orbs. Nice EMP on the back. Instantly met with a sound barrier, so they're a little bit more hardy. Nice bio grenade onto Leo. Look, he's skirting right back. Perfect use of the speed boost there, but he still gets chased up by Proper of all people. Krong has got that Graviton Surge online. Self-destruct can't be matched. Of course, there's no Diva, but I'm not sure it's going to matter. Another beautiful bio grenade lands on Assassin. He receives a cleansing bubble, but that instantly gets destroyed as Villain finds the pin kill. And now they can just sit on point. They've got such a surplus of healing as well, Harry.
Almost got that. And no boost ready to go as well, but everyone's hacked up, Jaws.
EMP came out from Yum1. Yeah, desperation jumps straight on, finds 5 people. What a sleep.
What is this?
Unbelievable. Has to force out that recall as well. Secondary barrier was used by the Xayah. That Earthshad is just going to get with only her, and this is going to be it. I think O2 Blast securing second point with a beautiful time bank. What a swap up by Joy too on the Ana, just proving his worth. Got Nanabu so fast, managed to get a couple of nice sleeps as well.
Hyper intelligent is big credit as well to the side of GEEKSTAR to try and keep Leo alive through that onslaught. What we saw was an EMP onto Leo, followed by the Bardic Grenade, followed by a secondary hack, and also GEEKSTAR was also hacked, so there was no ability to bring in that projected barrier from Isaiah. But Dobby was actually the hero there for a while anyway. He stayed out of the EMP range. He was able to use the sound barrier thereafter, managing to give everyone a little bit of extra health, and then got the good disengage onto Leo, allowing him to try and kite away with the speed boost. Unfortunately, it was cleaned up by Proper, and then O2 Blast just continued to snowball from there using the ultimate surveyor crude, such as Proper's defense matrix.
GEEKSTAR on the offense. Well, OC Blast, look at that time, like 3 minutes and 40 seconds. Assault is a game mode not everybody loves. It can be very easy to snowball from first to second. GEEKSTAR had a fairly nice defense, considering OT Blast did have 5 minutes. Of course, they did forego 1 minute and 20 seconds. But it was all about Proper at the end of it all, just getting that monstrous EMP on the back, and then that bio grenade landing onto Leo just entered his life instantly. There's no way you can kind of recover from that unless there's a Xayah shield that can come on you, which unfortunately, if you're tracking those correctly, it's an easy kill on the main tank.
I'm not sure how I feel about Yomon's attempt at the counter Sombra as well. Didn't appear to be overly effective in this particular case. Maybe if they were given more setup time and didn't have the extreme advantage of having Proper ready with the EMP, then maybe it would have been better. But that's like we're going to be going for that mirror matchup now, Jaws. 3-3 versus 3-3. We're not going to be seeing any differences between these two. Already, who has been the recipient of the armor pack, so it's not going to be available for Leo for a little bit. That resource has already been spent, and now Leo is being piled upon.
Oh man, I love this position as a Zen. Look how much damage Joy's actually getting down. Finally, someone comes to check him. But, oh, okay.
A double dive.
Double dive, but the problem is the rest of your team's already dead.
Yeah.
As they did end up leaving them, unfortunately. Look at his target calling as well from O2 Blast. They know exactly where Dolby was. So they were like, okay, so they don't have AMP. They can't have AoE healing really unless Assassin's swinging in. Their D.Va leaves the team as well.
Okay, go off the edge.
No. Ooh. Oh, that flame
singed.
Cooked.
I'm not a fan of Gibbles' attempt to disengage there. He went up onto the high ground. I feel he should have just got more distance towards the enemy spawn. Or rather towards his own spawn, or just gone off the edge of the map. Did sort of isolate himself for a while, and GEEKSTAR need all the time that they can get. 2 minutes and 40 remain of the time bank right now. Tuba can control the next engagement with that rally, but Assassin's going to be ready to meet, and Yomwon has a little bit of an advantage when it comes to beating the Graviton Surge. Villain's already engaging, though, so many people moving into the back. Proper hits himself a fat right click and gets that Grav ready to go.
Again, like, no one's punishing Proper in this situation either. Both Graviton Surges forming a small universe. But a world of hurt has been piled upon GEEKSTAR. As Villain was just right next to that grab. It was like, oh, thanks.
Just swing.
You just donated me a whole lot of ult charge. I didn't even have to move. I was already caught up in the grab anyway. O2 Blast find yet another team fight. GEEKSTAR struggling right now.
Yeah, and GEEKSTAR do have a significant advantage over the O2 Blast. Used basically all of their spot ultimates in that previous fight. Rain and Joy not being able to get away with only using one does mean who's going to have a significant advantage right here. Krong already trying to put down a bit of pressure, trying to force out a couple of mistakes moving from who will come in with a self-destruct.
That self-destruct almost perfect. Who gets scored out? Thank you very much for the kill and the Winston's Lab stats. Now they're just going to put themselves on the point. The Shadow does land, but a counter Shadow comes in. Yomwon is the only one hurt though, and he's going to be able to scurry behind Leo's shield, so he should be okay. Another Graviton Surge caught on the tire. Not sure what happened, Harry. It was swung around a little bit. Oh, it didn't catch anybody regardless.
This is weird on the moon, Jaws.
The strangest grab I've ever seen. Dolby is going to go down to Proper. Another Graviton Surge goes thrown out by O2 Blast. But still, Leo planting himself on the point, refusing to let anybody in. They finally find a team fight, a couple of ticks, making it a third. They get an additional 4 minutes, adding up to a clean 5 as they push on to second.
Really not a fan of Proper using that grab there. There was no way that they were going to be able to keep up with that with Villains so low. And now, look at who's got the advantage. Yomwon, he's 4% away from a Graviton Surge. Proper's so far away. Joy can maybe try and answer this already. Krong's been caught, won't be able to come in. He can maybe bathe Yomwon in that defense mode just to try and eat. That's the best hope here for O2 Blast.
Got to get it, or just take him out before he can use the grab. That's exactly what you needed. Joy has that Transcendence now too, so even if they did end up getting grabbed, he could still use that to heal everybody up on the rest of his team. But wow, Yomwon was playing in the front line. He was trying to wait for that defense matrix, it seemed. But again, it's that mind game we talked about earlier. The defense matrix versus the Graviton Surge. Waiting for that to come out, and then Unfortunately, Young One went too aggro, and Rain took the kill.
Yeah, seeing who's going to break first, but unfortunately, the remainder of O2 Blast wanted to break Yeomwon before he broke to the defense matrix. Villain almost has yet another Earth Shadow. There's going to be a lot of offensive ultimates available for both teams coming through, and we are going to open up with a rally coming through from Tuba. He's going to be put down on the floor, though.
Look at that perfect disengage there from Villain just to make sure the rest of his team survive. Joy gets sent up sky high as he uses the Transcendence. Oh, that self-destruct right on top of the Graviton Surge. More of a defensive one that time for O2 Blast this time around. And Leo falling and Assassin following him. Does mean O2 Blast are going to find yet another team fight. And now, unfortunately, GEEKSTAR cannot find the advantageous time bank as they find a nasty stagger on the Baby D.Va.
I do not know what happened in GEEKSTAR's comms right there. Yeomwon just solo grabbed Krong after he used his self-destruct. So there was 150 HP Pilot D.Va in the Graviton Surge, and he couldn't be finished off somehow. After the self-destruct went off, he remaxed, so that is really not a great use of a Graviton Surge, and that is also poor use of target calling from GEEKSTAR. Now they're missing out on that crucial offensive ultimate. Proper can be a lot more laissez-faire with where he's going to put his own.
It's ready for Assassin. Instantly, though, 5-man grab. Haven't got that bomb to actually combo with it, but it looks like it's not even needed. On the stairs as well, just lands a perfect charge from Villain. Just sets them up so perfectly. And now they got ults to roll with. GEEKSTAR need to find something here. They haven't got tank ults online, Harry. Well, they do, but it's only a self-destruct. It's going to be a miracle for him to actually hit something. Not QOQ. You can't just pull off solo self-destructs.
Yeah, that was a cheap fight for O2 Blast as well. Only using the Graviton Surge, Assassin trading that for his rally. Probably getting aggressive once again, wants to catch up with Yeomwon in terms of that charge. And he's got a good chance of doing it as well. He's only about 15% behind. I'll have to see what approach GEEKSTAR are going to make. Straight through the doorway, and in comes the self-destruct.
They're going to try. No, it's not going to happen. Both shields and a projector barrier used to protect everybody. A big shadow on the back line lands big. 3 people, Harry. Assassin is going to go down. Proper is just going to force out his enemy Zaya. Leo kind of giving up on life. Knew the fight was pretty much as good as done. Okay, OWC does find one kill into Villain, but the big Saga is going to be implemented straight on top of him. This is unfortunate. Even gets stunned. Oh, man, come on, just let him go. It's so punishing. They're going to have to kill him in the end anyway. He actually receives a shield, survives, not with an inch of health. Eventually taken out by Krong, so now GEEKSTAR. Time bank seeping away from them.
It is indeed. What was once a pretty glorious time bank is now dwindled to only 1 minute and 30 seconds. They've got 3 ultimates to try and win this with, but that may not be enough considering that O2 Blast not only have 3 ultimates of their own, but an attritional advantage. And GEEKSTAR seem to be telegraphed in every approach they make. They're trying to go for a high ground this time, going to try and deny that away from O2 Blast so that Joy can be a little bit less safe. And if they can pressure out Joy, maybe he can't be as careful with when he uses his Transcendence. They are going to claim that entire high ground. This is when who can really shine.
Indeed. Someone's going to need to actually challenge him. Graviton Surge available for Proper, of course. Does go in right on top, but problem is, that Transcendence going off. That self-destruct, though, might be big. Does get blocked up by Leo's shield. Now they find the fight. Leo finds 2. Tuba is going to go down. Rain is going to follow him. Leo with a shatter on the back line. Look at that pressure on Joy. They cannot let him get away with what he's been getting away with so far. 43 seconds remain. O2 Blast died around the same time, so they can get back onto the point, Harry. Although potentially letting this one go. 2 ticks have already been acquired.
Villain can come back. He can use an Earth Shadow if Joy can get their own contest. He's going to use the pile driver, but no one being knocked up.
He can do it, and he's got a Discord on orb, so he has to back away. Villain has to hit the biggest shadow of his life, but gets stunned up before he can use it. Krong jumping onto the Doomfist as well. They can't quite make it to OT, but still managing to push this to a 3rd round doesn't mean GEEKSTAR are out of it just yet.
O2 Blast knew that every second they gained would be another second in their time bank, because of course we will see GEEKSTAR refunded up to 1 minute, but the 38 seconds that were gained will also be given over to O2 Blast. Now, this is a very large discrepancy of time bank. GEEKSTAR up against the wall in this series already. Remember, if O2 Blast win this, they will be 2-0, and GEEKSTAR's their best potential scoreline will be 2-1. So they have no way of winning the series if they cannot claim any percentage here. Even if we draw here, maybe that would be the most strange way to end a 5-map series if we'd end up going 2-1. If they draw here and then win on Watchpoint Gibraltar, and then win on Oasis. That's very convoluted. Basically, what I'm trying to say is that GEEKSTAR need to go mad.
Need to go on a mad one. Very much reminds me of South Korea versus UK in the World Cup.
It just draws for days.
Draws for days, yeah. There is a potential. However, it is fairly unlikely, of course. 4 minutes and 18 seconds. Gargantuan time bank for O2 Blast going into the third round. Well, it will be fourth round, of course. Got to finish this one yet, but a minute. That's all they need to defend with.
That is maybe 1 or 2 pushes. There's a long commute here from the attacker spawn over to Horizon A, so it can only end up being 1 fight, especially if you're a bit more judicious as to how you're going to take your first fight if you don't just run in like madmen. For now, GEEKSTAR can look at what we're up against. It's 3-3 versus 3-3 Jaws as expected.
Yeah, not too much of a surprise, let's be real with ourselves. But again, just taking a really early fight. I like Krong's positioning, by the way, on the high ground, using that DM to just make sure there's no extra damage coming onto Villain. Taking out the enemy D.Va fairly low as well. Oh, what? Position
Joy.
Receives an armor pack. He's fine for the time being.
It's not available for Leo now, though. Could be some aggression to punish his face. Proper's going to have to rotate out of the front line. Doesn't like GEEKSTAR now have control of the point. Looking for that first hit.
Leo getting punted backwards. Proper now posturing himself. So GEEKSTAR acquiring a tick here. This is very good. In fact, 2 almost. But O2 Blast say no. They want to get onto the point ASAP. They have got that bomb to work with. It's going to get sent in. Proper's going to go down first, and most of that's going to get blocked up. Leo's shields are going to get completely destroyed in the blast, however, but it doesn't seem to matter. They already found 1. They're going to find a second. The rest of O2 Blast dying on the points. GEEKSTAR, with a miracle run, managed to find the first cap. Now they need to move on to second, though, but with only 30 seconds remaining, they're going to have to make it big.
O2 Blast unable to punish for use of the armor pack there onto Who after he got aggressed upon, and now GEEKSTAR have a chance to potentially, in overtime, take the entirety of this fight. If Gabriel C can hold onto this self-destruct for a little while, if he doesn't take too much damage, Yeon can combine it with the Graviton Surge. That could be exactly what they need. They are going to open up with the
self-destruct. Almost landed on the ledge, didn't quite find anybody anyway, and now Yeon has the grab. He's got to wait for that defense matrix to come out, throws it to the left, does a little bit of a fakey. Proper ends up going down as that grab did lock up Tuba, so he is getting sent to the spawn as well. The Shadow didn't really find anything, but O2 Blast definitely did. Both support ultimates have been used on top of each other. GEEKSTAR need to win this team fight now, or it might be very much over for them. Villain ends up falling, so now it's the staggering of members from O2 Blast to get back onto the points. They have the Graviton Surge, but it might be too little too late.
Can't come in right now. There's going to be a boop on Tuba. And that's going to be a full completion there for O2 Blast with only a minute on the clock, Jaws. This is exactly what they needed. GEEKSTAR. Now the onus is on them. They have a big time bank, but can they complete it again with 4 minutes and 18 seconds? It took them a little bit longer last time.
4 minutes and 18. If GEEKSTAR find this map, it will be very much a miracle. Blast basically resetting themselves to the very start of the map with an additional 18 seconds, of course. GEEKSTAR on the defense. Need to hold. However, O2 Blast managed to cap first and second, obviously extraordinarily quickly, right? But it was all on, especially that first fight, just the GEEKSTARs being able to rotate a lot faster. They were on the point, and they kind of forced Krong to make a decision. If he wanted to use the self-destruct as kind of an insertion tool to make sure that everybody from GEEKSTAR had to split, or save it for a Graviton Surge to combo with it to find a big team wipe, he decided to throw it into bisect GEEKSTAR. But the problem was, GEEKSTAR then just jumped on Assassin. Assassin died, and then there was nothing really to push them forward and then pressure out Leo. And they were able to win the fight from there.
And Villain was having a lot of trouble finding his way to move into that point as well. He was not having a good time at all. Like, Villain was basically just standing on the outside of that door wondering, what do I do, guys? Do I go in? Rain's already in there, just booping people around. Do I join him? Krong's just used self-destruct, so I guess I don't have a defense matrix with me. He was a little very sheepish with how he was taking his engagements. Leo now going to be playing once again on that Winston. Going to be playing the defensive Winston here, getting a bit of a cleave. Going to be trying to build up incredibly quickly towards that primal raid, but it's quickly going to Scarpa. And he's going to get a second amount of cleave right here as he drops down his bubble.
Yeah, he does so. I don't know, like this positioning from GEEKSTAR, obviously they're going to be able to claim high ground. Maybe O2 Blast go low ground first, wrap around with the speed boost, and then just put themselves on point like GEEKSTAR did last round. In fact, that's exactly what they're going to do now. GEEKSTAR are going to see it coming, though.
Nice environment between themselves and the enemy team, but Leo's already getting so much cleave once again, already up to 70%. He got that projected barrier, will not be available for a little bit while longer now. He's been challenged out by Krong.
Yeah, he actually gets pushed off the high ground by Krong, so ended up in Villain's face. Yeon ordering himself a grab already. This is dominance from the Xayah. Yeon doing a fantastic job of building these up so quickly. With Villain going down as well, Tuba is going to follow him. O2 Blast still have a couple of fights in them, of course. 3 minutes do remain. But Yeon we're using the high ground to his advantage, just raining terror on O2 Blast. There's nothing they could do to stop him from already building that one up.
25% of the time bank of O2 Blast already having been elapsed, and Proper isn't even that much ahead of Yomwon in charge right now. He got a good amount of cleanup after that. Yomwon just doing so much damage, and usually you'd see Proper doing more damage because there's no consistent shielding available for GEEKSTAR. Leo's only got that 600 HP barrier, whereas Villain has 2000 HP that he can move, and there is a Primal Rage. This could be deadly.
Primal Rage in space, forcing everybody through. Gonna force that Transcendence through. That'll be the ideal scenario. Yeah, Winston just flies forever in these, especially he's going to call cooldown, and it does mean he receives a lot of damage on the very slow descent. Still ends up surviving though, dropping that bubble. Actually fell off, I think, the high ground there somehow.
Good evasion.
Now O2 Blast are on the point. They have grabs, so they can just beckon GEEKSTAR into them.
Come to us, we'll bring you all together. It's going to be GablC looking to try and eat this up, potentially. Proper going to be putting in a little bit of pressure from the side, while GablC has that Discord orb on him.
He's seen DM, he lets it go, but both Ravagons landing on top of each other. Villain managed to find one kill, but GablC finds two. Villain and Rain end up going down. A beat from GEEKSTAR to keep them in the fight, as well as that Transcendence going off. GablC doing a fantastic job, even just in baby diva form for the moment. Ends up finding the remake and the kill onto Joy. GEEKSTAR still managing to defend. Expensive fight from O2 Blast now with 1:40 remaining.
GablC once again just clutching up, but GEEKSTAR did layer both of their support ultimates. Joy's going to have a significant advantage once he hits that Transcendence ready to go, but I've got a question Proper right there. Did he really mean to just solo grab Assassin? Let's just solo grab for Brigida. I'm sure this will be high value jaws, and now O2 Blast are on the cusp of potentially being defeated here, because not only do they need to claim first, they need to claim second as well. They've only got 1:20 remaining. That's not the once glorious 4 and a bit minute time bank that they began with. GEEKSTAR appear to have really found their feet here on Horizon.
And guess who's up on high ground again? It's Yomwon raining down those mortars. He's got 75% towards a grab, inching ahead of Proper, who's only got 60. He's got to be careful. Now Leo is just trying to force Villain away from the point, but Villain says not today. We've got 2 ticks. We need that third to move on to second.
Trying to get a bit of pressure onto Leo here, and will lay down the shadow, but
it's not going to happen.
There.
Look at that grab. Self-destruct's going to come out more defensively this time around and finds one. Yomwon is going to go down after he threw his own grab out, and Proper has his own for the next fight. Finally, GEEKSTAR's defense is thwarted by O2. They're going to get an additional 30 seconds, totaling up to 1 minute, Harry, as they move towards second point.
Okay, O2 Blast here, they cannot allow Who to get that Transcendence. That's the main defensive tool they need to try and mitigate Proper's Graviton Surge, which is going to be the main tool for the utilization of momentum here. You can see already they're on the point. They're trying to force out GablC. If Proper gets his gravity in here, this could be curtains for the side of O2 Blast. GablC's behind him. He saw him, and now we can go for the Graviton Surge. Potentially, Leo's lost his shields.
Uh-oh, they've already got a tick, though. They just need to demech him. He's so close. Demech has happened. He throws the grab in. Transcendence is going to save them for the time being. However, there's no self-destruct to actually combo with it. They find the almost second tick. Half the time now remains. GablC's mech ends up getting destroyed. That slam hitting the back line, but nothing came about.
Slam.
Villain has gone down, yes, but there's going to be a beat from GEEKSTAR.
A
slam on the floor, hits 3 down, and Leo finds Tuber as well. O2 Blast still trying to clutch this fight out, focusing Leo down.
And now they're trying to get back. There is going to be Krong's self-destruct right there. 2
Wait,
down!
what?
How does this happen?
Wait, 2 supports dead for O2 Blast now. GEEKSTAR, they're going to have to get back to the point ASAP.
Villain Yo's here. He's in
2
the grab.
into the 3. There's no one to follow up with the damage. GablC doesn't have the self-destruct. Had to just go full diva on top of it. They might just cap this in OT. 1 minute will remain for either team now to attack onto fourth. This is it. They only need to clean out Leo, who's just desperately trying to find some semblance of something on the point. GEEKSTAR fall at the final hurdle. O2 Blast end up securing 3 ticks on the point and 2 extra points, netting at 4 and 4. Their 4-minute time bank turns into 1 as they go on to the next attacking phase.
How does Krong get a double kill with a self-destruct he basically just left there? He barely even fired. It was just like, I'm just going to leave this here. And the supports were like, you know what?
We'll step in it.
Cover is for sissies.
Well, maybe they were like moths to a flame. They're like, wow.
Oh, shiny.
Bright light.
I like that. But it turns out GEEKSTAR aren't liking that at all. What was once looking like a good old GEEKSTAR hold is now potentially maybe another draw. Could be O2 Blast losing this. O2 Blast to take a lot longer to take the first point this time. However, it seems like GEEKSTAR have really refined their defense with Leo. Have to see if it will remain as effective here. Leo's not actually going to swap things up right now. Will be O2 defending first, so we won't be seeing Leo's Winston again just yet. O2 going to be seeing what kind of pace GEEKSTAR set.
Now the pace car, of course. Man, there was a struggle for O2 Blast to take it though. GEEKSTAR was the opposite way around. GEEKSTAR were like, yeah, sure, we'll just take it first push, no worries. O2 Blast really struggled to take it. Burnt the majority of the time bank. In fact, they burnt like 3 minutes and 45 seconds-ish
on that first attack.
Yeah.
GEEKSTAR going to be looking to do the same thing again. We're going to go for the left-hand rotation this time, making sure that Kron can't get a huge amount of damage onto them. We'll have to see if who gets caught out again and gets the application of the armor pack, which means it won't be available for Leo. But Kron's got to be careful. He's not being rotated out behind. He'll take his own rotation away. He's going to cover up his Brigitte as GEEKSTAR try to decide what angle they're going to take for their attack.
Very different way of attacking here, GEEKSTAR. They know Villain was actually going to drop there, so they actually backed up into that small health pack room to make sure they didn't take any additional damage. Leo's going to receive the shielding from the Xayah, and now it's all up to Divas to try and just bully these shields. Krong ends up getting taken out as soon as he used those thrusters, so he gets sent to the ground. Leo and Villain finding a killer piece. And now with only 7 seconds remaining, GEEKSTAR are going to have to plant themselves on top of this point. GableC's mech is going to go down, so now very little pressure onto Leo's shield. And Villain's actually got a Shadow online in 10%. Everybody's already dead though. GEEKSTAR end up going down. Not even a tick has been acquired. O2 Blast are going to be able to full hold GEEKSTAR. And now they have a minute to attack. GEEKSTAR are going to need to look for the miracle defense here in order to make this map a draw.
Yeah, we're going to be playing for that draw. So just to outline for you guys how GEEKSTAR can possibly get their first series winning Contenders. If they get a draw here, we will then go to still 1-0. GEEKSTAR will need to get 1 by winning on Watchpoint Gibraltar, and they can finish 2-1 in a best of 5 by winning out on Oasis afterwards. However, if O2 Blast can cap 33.3% of a point here, they will claim the series, as the best available scoreline for GEEKSTAR will be 2-1 if they can win out on Gibraltar. So here, O2 Blast, they have the match victory in their sights. That sweet 2-0 scoreline is only 33.3% away from them. They have a minute to do it, and it wasn't so successful last time. If GEEKSTAR are just as effective on this defense, I imagine we'll be going still 1-0 into our 4th map.
O2 Blast on the offense. They're probably going to do the same thing. GEEKSTAR, even though they made that small variation in their attack, were able to back off, not take too much damage. They know Villain was going to get a shield from Xayah. Don't really want to charge the Xayah. Plus, swinging into it is a bit fruitless because you're not going to get ult charge because of it as well. So they were able to back off, but they couldn't make anything stick. It was very much a mess, that last fight. It was very up to Villain at the end, just finding at least something, and then being able to take out a D.Va mech, just forcing so little pressure on the shield of Villain means he can just protect the rest of his teamers.
Well, it was a mess, Jaws, but O2 Blast are going to grab their brooms and try and clean it up here and clean up the series as well. Already an aggressive hold from GEEKSTAR. That fade away fire strike does mean that we will see Leo try and play on the low ground here. Going to play around this corner. Will give him a good amount of availability.
Wow.
To rotate his shield around that corner.
Blast want to change up.
Joy? Hanzo?
Okay, double projectile. Quad DPS. No, triple DPS. Quad DPS.
There we go. Counting is for us.
Hey,
Tuba's just still changing.
Yeah, he's on Widowmaker now.
Okay, we'll have to see. Villeneuve here probably wants to try and pressure the point. Only 25 seconds remain. This has to be what is gained right now. GableC could be caught out here potentially by Krong with a hack.
Ooh, you already used those defensive shields. That's pretty bad. You only got a little bit of value off of that. But look at Proper. 45% already onto that barrage. He's going to be more than safe and up in the air.
Leo's down.
Krong's going to take out Leo. Potentially a hack landing on him. I'm not entirely sure. I didn't see. GableC is going to get hacked, in fact. So he's going to get demeched. And look at this. Tuba just firing in onto the point. They need to be able to touch, though. Overtime is still ticking down, and no one ends up going down. Assassin's going to take out Villeneuve as he went extremely low, but priority pressure for O2 on the point. And look, 92% on Rocket Barrage. They're getting picked apart. Dolby does end up finding the kill onto Proper, but it is all said and done. O2 Blast finish it up with a quad DPS. It's going to be a barrage straight on top of Leo's head, and O2 Blast are going to claim the series 2-0. The quickest swap up we've seen straight into quad DPS, and GEEKSTAR had no idea it was coming.
Okay, I'm going to have to allocate style points onto that one. They saw the GEEKSTAR actually
headshot.
holding so far forward, so they decided, okay, we'll just go back and we'll play on this quad DPS. We'll try and catch you out. And they caught out Leo somehow. I assume Crom got a hack onto him, and then maybe Joy used a Storm Arrow. Tuba hit a headshot. Tuba's been hitting loads of headshots. I sung his praises on DPS at the beginning of this, and I'm glad they brought him in over Arrow for this particular play on Widowmaker. I figured he'd actually be playing on either the Hanzo or for Farah, but seems like his hit scan is also no slouch.
Yeah, Dobby was the only guy really left contesting the
he did get the boot kill on the Farah.
He did. There was a Mercy Resurrection. That was the main issue, but with all that said and done, that was extremely fast cap, and you got to think about how long it actually takes to get back to the point in that instance too, because they switched over to a quad DPS comp, which isn't going to run Lucio, rather the Farah in order to damage boost not only the Farah, but the Hanzo as well, which means they had to slowly trudge their way to the point. Someone could touch because they have Wrecking Ball, but they wasted, obviously not wasted, but they elapsed 45 seconds of their time bank just making that big swap up. They managed to do it, and O2 Blast ended up claiming the series 2-0. In fact, we'll see if GEEKSTAR can find their first map in Contenders after this break. Well, don't go anywhere, guys. We'll see you in a bit. This is GEEKSTAR's. Right now, the series had a bit of a turn, Harry. We saw a draw on Blizzard World. We saw almost, I was expecting 6-6 on Horizon, not lying. It did look like it was going to go that way, but O2 Blast were able to switch up at the last minute, go quad DPS into the 3-3 GEEKSTARs, and end up taking the map and this series, of course. We've got another map coming up rather soon. We'll see if GEEKSTAR can find their first one this season.
Our next map will be Watchpoint Gibraltar, and given what Tuba just showed us on Widowmaker, I'm excited because we have seen a lot of Widowmaker on Watchpoint Gibraltar. It's basically her map along with Winston. That's where you're most likely to see both of those heroes. So potentially Tuba will bring that one back out along with maybe receiver Hanzo. It was Joy who was playing it last time, but I imagine potentially Cropper can bring it out if it is so desired. But still, GEEKSTAR looking for that first map win. They came close to the draw. They came close on Horizon as well, but still no cigar.
They burnt down as well the massive time bank O2 Blast had. So there's still signs of life in GEEKSTARs right now. However, being a map, like you said, like Gibraltar, this can really alleviate a lot of the need to play tanks, I think. So we probably will see a little bit more DPS, maybe a little bit more dive tank as well. Like we're talking Winston, maybe a little bit D.Va rather than just the standard 3-3. you also see something quite funky like we saw Runaway do earlier.
Could see a defensive Ana maybe.
Yeah, essentially. A lot of sight lines you can use. You can kind of hang by your Widow in some of that case.
Yeah, if you have a Widowmaker, you can of course maybe try for defensive Ana and Zenyatta, but often Lucio is super good for trying to avoid incoming dives, especially given that we know that Leo has a penchant for going to go over to the Winston now and then, as we saw in the defense of Horizon Olympic Colony. But of course, there are loads of different strategies. Like, a strategy that I dare say is gaining some prevalence on Watch Punch Brawler is like the safety egg double shield for the Bastion on Cart.
Yeah, I mean, it's kind of hard to attack him, especially when he goes under the pass.
Yeah.
You really have to rely on a defensive like Bio Grenade or something, but then again, double shield. The perfect thing about Arista's shield is, like you said, it literally forms an egg. So you put one shield on front.
Super hard to work with.
Yeah, exactly. And then you put the other shield on top. It's kind of an egg. It's kind of half an egg, really, when you think about it. It is. Don't laugh. Don't smile at me. It is half an egg. A flat shield from a Reinhardt shield, then a curved one from a Orisa one. That's half an egg.
It's like a bowl of some kind.
Yeah. A bowl of Bastion. One bowl of Bastion, please.
One bowl of spicy fire Bastion.
Well, to be honest with you, and of course the maps do matter. They need to be able to fight for at least these map points. However, GEEKSTARS can come out with something maybe a little bit different, maybe a little bit off the wall. Maybe a Bastion, I'm not entirely sure. Or do they stick with their tried and true? Because right now we are seeing them kind of lapse when it comes to like the combination of tank holes. We haven't seen a whole lot of Lucios being able to leverage their boots on Reinhardts that are stuck in Graviton Surges or like destroying the shields in order to get those big self-destructs off. The Reinhardts are coming up trumps in that kind of instance. So maybe we see them run something a little bit more off the wall to surprise O2 Blast on the defense or even on the offense. Would make the most sense to me. Maybe change that up or just hope that you're 3-3 and you get maybe a little bit more practice on the 3-3 just running headfirst into them.
Yeah, speaking of surprises, we can't forget about the depth that the O2 Blast roster has. We have so many people on the bench, but it's possible you could bring in Climax here, play a little bit of Widow for a while, or much more Gibraltar. You've got so many opportunities to serve. You've also got Arrow on the bench, you also play Brigitte instead of Tuba. But at the moment, I guess, like, these guys are warmed up if they're on a roll, so you might as well just keep in the current roster for O2 Blast.
Yeah, it can sometimes be a little bit of a dampening the wind, or dampening the sails even, sorry.
So, oh, we're winning. Why'd you take me out, coach?
Yeah, but then...
I was fragging.
But then again, you kind of want some playtime on your other players
especially when you're guaranteed the series win.
Yeah, exactly. So dropping one map wouldn't be, like, the most tragic thing, unless it obviously comes around to bite them in the bum, like, a little bit later on.
Right now, dropped maps are really looking to bite GEEKSTAR, who are currently 0-2. Like, they may look currently like a bottom table team, which means they want to try and squeak by out of those bottom 2 spots, which will be relegated at the end of the season into Contenders Trials Korea. You want to avoid that relegation so you don't have to fight for your spot back again. So map differential may be the deciding factor in deciding which teams stay and which teams potentially go.
Should I stay or should I go?
Well, should. But
it's
not always their choice. Usually they're bullied out of it by better teams.
Yeah, like it's something that we alluded to at the very start of the series. It's really going to paint a picture in how GEEKSTAR are going to perform for the rest of the season and just how and where they place. Right now they are looking at a bottom of the table team. However, O2 Blast, they have had a couple of close maps. Blizzard World being one of them, of course, that entered in the draw, and Horizon Unicornly, which was also close. Them and maybe GC Busan currently like around them. I think
significant amount of parity here.
Yeah,
it'll be interesting to see how GEEKSTAR sort of like go up against GC Busan.
Yeah, well, when they face it, I think that's again going to be one of the big matches and big tests for GEEKSTAR. They've had a really rough start to the series and a really rough start to the season as well. Of course, facing against Runaway. Although getting that out of the way isn't normally a bad thing. It's like, yeah, whatever. I mean, get away the Season 3 champions. Okay,
yeah,
we're going to lose,
plus
right?
It gives them a scrim partner of Runaway for the foreseeable future, which is obviously good. And it does seem like GEEKSTAR are improving over the course of not only series, but also over the course of weeks as well. Like, being able to ditch the Sombra strategy of having Yeomwon on Sombra was probably the good call here. I feel like Yeomwon's actually been a very impressive Zarya thus far.
Yeah, his grab generation.
I'd like to see more utility out of Gibbs on that diva.
Yeomwon has been impressive. His grab generation is a little bit ludicrous. We saw him one of the first ultimates online on one of the defenses.
Yeah, especially on Horizon A defense.
Villain as well has been showing up quite a lot as a rookie too. I think he hasn't really been around that long. He's really shown up, and you can imagine Kaiser. He's ready to rock and roll, man. He's sitting on the bench. Again, not entirely sure what's happened to him this week, but maybe they just wanted to put...
He's literally warming the bench with those fire noodles.
Right. We don't know if it's fire noodles. It could be anything. He was... Yeah, okay. I mean, it's probably safe to do so.
Speculation is like top Overwatch content.
I mean, to be fair, you could say so. I mean, NYXL kind of punishing themselves. That was their fault. It's like, I'm going to try these noodles before we go into a match. Oh, well, you know, we kind of didn't feel so well now.
We'll try taking a look at the standings for just a moment. I'm not sure what's going on with map 4. I guess we've got a little bit of a delay, but don't worry, we'll be with you every step of the way. Let's have a little look. Still, Runaway, sitting at the top. Not sure if the standings are correct there for how we see MVP and O2 stack up, because MVP have only got one loss as far as I'm aware.
There you go. The standings aren't updated yet, of course, like you said, but we can just kind of look at what everybody else is standing at. And then Mystic, of course, on the bottom. Runaway still at the top, 2-0. But we're going to jump to a quick break, guys. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back for map number 4. Hey guys, welcome back. This is O2 Blast versus GEEKSTAR. We're about to jump into the last map of the day. It will be Gibraltar, and 2-1 up in the series, or 2-0, sorry, in the series so far. We did see a draw on Blizzard World if you've only just joined us, and we did see O2 Blast just at the very end managed to clutch out Horizon Luna Conley. It looked like it was going to go 6-6, but ended up just going 5-4.
Could have easily gone 4-4 as well in that particular vein. But yeah, we saw some very impressive attacks. But the defense is a little bit more flimsy. Going to be moving over onto our 4th map now. It's going to be Watchpoint Gibraltar for our escort map. Of course, we do have our 5th map on the graphic, but you won't be able to see that, I'm afraid, because the best scoreline that can be achieved here for GEEKSTARS will be, of course, 2-1. So won't be picking up their first win here, but they can still pick up their first map win of Overwatch Contenders' career.
Yeah, that's going to be a big confidence boost for sure. At least picking up something. Blizzard World was a draw. You can kind of take some sort of semblance of that. It's like, okay, yeah, we did draw against a team that is looking pretty fire right now. The series that went 5 games against GC Busan already felt like O2 Blast can clutch things out at the last minute. They're a very overtime warrior team, it feels like sometimes.
Oh yeah, sure.
Obviously, O2 Blast, a combination of Stormquake and O2. Kaiser and Proper coming through from Stormquake and joining the roster, making O2 Blast.
And Proper's been a huge asset to O2 Blast thus far. Zaya's been pretty great, and of course he played the Pharah there on that last attack of Watchpoint Gibraltar to a pretty high degree. There has actually been a substitution. We are going to see both Dobby move out as well as Tuba. Tuba being subbed out for Arrow, and Dobby being subbed out for Waffle. So there's going to be a different shot caller for GEEKSTAR right here. At least we assume that the main support usually takes over a lot of shot calling duties due to the nature of speed boost and being able to facilitate a lot of movement through that. But of course, Leo will share some of those shot calling duties, and who will take a bit of a target calling when it comes to using the Zenyatta and the Discord orb.
Yeah, this is something we talked about. Getting a little bit of...
oh, Krong's out as well. Humbaba in.
Okay, so a little bit more. Getting some more play time on the players that haven't been playing recently. That's exactly what OWC Blast are doing. So Humbaba is in. And then we have Arrow in as well.
Yeah, should be noticed as well for anyone who's just joined us. This is not
okay,
be a
hang on.
reflection
Hold
there.
up.
You can see, wow, what is going on here?
Teleport Bastion right up to the high ground with a May as well. Oh boy. GEEKSTAR did not see this coming. They are trapped in this corner as well. Joy's going to go down though. Yeah, Prop is out. He does not want anything to do with this. Not when the May is dead. Sombra May. If you look at this comp in competitive queue, that'll be a hover over the quick button rather quickly, but they are going to change up. Arrow's going to jump over to... Okay, they've made up their mind. Okay, so it's going to be 3-3, or rather 3-2-1 with Sombra.
Yeah, Sombra is going to be played by Proper, usually the player of the Xayah. Humbaba's now going to be taking over Xayah due to himself. No Diva this time. It's going to be Leo leading the engagement right here, trying to bisect O2
wow.
Blast.
That was fast. Can't give armor back to yourself, unfortunately, Arrow. So he ends up going down rather fast, indeed. This cart, yeah, they just want to scurry them into this small corridor. Plus, in this point too, Harry, you can actually spawn trap Arrow if he's not careful.
All the time they're trapped in there, they're also losing that precious time. Already a minute of their 4-minute timeout has elapsed. You can see Arrow is going to be able to pressure out that cart. Be some
oh no! GEEKSTAR ended up splitting up. You sent Waffle and Who into that small room, and then Arrow and Humba just runs through them. I mean, that's not the best way to disengage.
Yeah, hey, Humbaba, do you want some free kills? I've got some free kills for you. Proper's almost got that EMP ready to go as well. Only 22% away from that. We'll be able to get it with a little bit of spamming onto the tanks. It's going to be Gable. So he's going to target him out on the high ground right there. And now Leo's going to try and get that contest onto the car.
Yeah, we talked about how vulnerable a Winston can be in the front line, especially if he gets hacked. Using that Primal Rage super early. Just Goomba stomps Arrow right on top of his head. Finds
no escape.
No escape for anybody. You want to stagger them as much as possible. Every Winston player, or every Winston Primal Rage in this series has been quite a menacing one, to be honest with you. He's fine. No, he's fine. Oh, no, he's not.
Yikes.
Didn't even take the Mega Health Pack, perhaps it was gone. I'm not entirely sure. Waffle finds his like for like.
Absolutely cooked by Waffle right there. O2 Blast losing even more time already. Half their time back now is gone. 1 minute and 55 remains on the clock. They got a couple of ultimates to work with. Almost 5 on the board at the moment. Humbaba just shy of that Graviton Surge. For now, Proper is going to be reporting back the locations of the GEEKSTAR defense to his fellow teammates. So maybe Humbaba can make more of a blind grab in an educated sense if he wants to try and get the drop. But I imagine it wants to be in a place where Villeneuve can follow up with that cleave.
Yeah, they can also follow that with an EMP if they really want to. There's the Transcendence EMP straight on top of GEEKSTAR. Uh-oh, 4 people are going to get hacked away. Graviton Surge is going to come out from Humbaba, but it doesn't actually hit anybody. It's on side of the wall, not where you want to be. Has to duck in cover as well. The rest of his team are just trying to get to him. They're going to manage to, as Proper does take out GEEKSTAR. And now Leo using that Primal Rage, just feeding a lot of ult charge, in fact. Beat at the end? I'm not sure about that beat, my friend, but...
Rain was trying to save Joy, no doubt, right there, but I don't think it was overly needed. Arrow did use a rally as well. GEEKSTAR going to be quickly dispatched here, at least the remnants of him. Yeon1 is going to get himself a Graviton Surge with a couple of mortars before he is dispatched. So that's going to be the primary source of damage in the next upcoming fight. GEEKSTAR have their offensive chance now. And of course, Joy is going to have to build up towards a chance rather quickly if he wants to try and answer that one out. Meanwhile, Proper, ready with the EMP, is going to be the one who can dictate the next engagement, potentially. If this has been tracked properly by GEEKSTAR, they'll try and make a quick engagement themselves, not allow Proper to set up the EMP and instead just pull the trigger. There's Yeon1 straight away with it.
Does he use this to counter that is the question. I don't think so. Yeah, so the rest of his team go down, or at least as soon as you see a kill go through, it's like, okay, so we need to reset. I can't use ultimate right now. Just let GEEKSTAR invest, and then we can go in with a more profitable more profitable ult bank later on.
Yeah, I felt like that was the best way to try and approach that from the side of O2 Blast as well as GEEKSTAR. GEEKSTAR were like, we don't want to get caught up in an EMP, so we're going to take the initiative on this engagement. You can see Proper on the bottom right of your screen is going to be messing about right now, trying to find out the locations of GEEKSTAR. Going to feed that back, and Gables is already in a bit of trouble. He's going to get hacked as well. That's not good.
Can't use his thrusters. There's the grab. Transcendence is going to match. Who comes in from the heavens. Wasn't quite angelic enough, unfortunately, to take care of Assassin's health pool. OWC will end up going down as well. Nice use of only the Graviton Surge there from O2 Blast. They're going to clean out the rest of the members of GEEKSTAR. Again, inexpensive fight coming through from O2.
Who there had a really bad disengagement with a Transcendence. He just went into basically where the opponent's spawn was, so he just isolated himself. There was no way he was being helped. Doesn't look like there's going to be a contest here from GEEKSTAR. They're not even resetting. They're trying to go for an early fight here. Jaws, Waffle's already been hacked. This is not looking good at all.
One stats at Lucio. There's the EMP making this fight an early win for O2 Blast, it seems. 4 people got EMP'd. They're going to get killed rather swiftly. Oh, man.
That's aggressive.
Oh, 3 people just jumped on him as well. It was like, mine? That's mine kill. Proper ends up securing it. And Humbaba as well actually gets 75% on grab, so looking pretty good. GEEKSTAR, they're getting rolled over now. Unfortunately, they haven't really found a semblance of a team fight. Couldn't combine ults.
I guess GEEKSTAR at least made them pay with the EMP for the distance they're currently getting, but they got a lot of ultimates in the meantime anyway. Humbaba doing a huge amount of damage, can now draw back even. Gabe also is going to try and open this up for self-destruct.
Alright, self-destruct. That Shadow, though, isn't going to find anybody just yet. Villain got sent to the floor, but an instant bubble coming through on him just make sure he survives. Graviton Surge gets thrown in by O2 Blast. They lost 2 members. They don't care. They know Villain can follow up with the damage. Arrow's going to swing in as well. They find a complete team kill and continue to move this payload.
And Villain can get so audacious now, Jaws. He can just go straight into the backline and try for a shadow, because guess what? No matter what happens, he's got a rally at his back. He's got a sound barrier. He can have a Transcendence as well. Villain's going to be so hard to kill in this coming fight. We've got the solo grab as well.
Solo grab. Turns into a 3-man grab as the 2 people do end up jumping in. Waffle ends up finding Proper, so not bad of a kill on the side of GEEKSTAR. They know now that O2 have a very little pressure on their shields, but Leo goes so aggro. Now O2 Blast can just run at them. Proper's going to come back so quick because he's got invisibility. Speeds himself up, and Villain has got a shadow as well. Priority position for O2 Blast right now.
Villain doesn't want to take the free shadow though. He doesn't want to engage with that Proper, waiting for that EMP, trying to go for that combination, may be costing him. Leo's now drawing even on terms of the Earth Shadow charge. He's taking a lot of damage. He's going so low, Jaws.
Leo got to be careful. The Flame Strike finishes him off now. He doesn't have to worry about a shield. The Shadow comes through, hits 3 people. Only just was the Transcendence able to go off. Who is going to save the rest of his team for the time being? But look at that, a beat into an EMP, into another beat though. Waffle's going to provide his whole team with a sound barrier to make sure they survive the oncoming onslaughts. Leo comes from spawn, managed to find the ping kill onto Arrow. And now it is GEEKSTAR in a prime position to take the point. O2 Blast are going to get scared away. Wow.
I've got to assume Proper was resetting there. Although I will give Leo credit, it was a beautiful fire strike, and Waffle there had such a good position. He just like skirted around some of those cargo containers to avoid the line of sight from the EMP. Proper now going to be swapping over onto the Diva. Humbaba has taken over Xayah duties, and this is for risky run when you play your Xayah player on the Sombra. Humbaba is now in control of that hero, and he cannot give it up because of the ultimate charges to crew.
Oh, Humbaba going very low. Gets Stove Bomb. Oh, Graviton Surge. That was straight in his face as well.
Proper.
Hand delivered. Tried to stick it to the mech, but he knew what was coming. They do trade kills though. Waffle going down for Leo, but that big Earth Shatter from Villain might just seal it. OWC's mech ends up going down. He follows as well. And a Transcendence to keep people in the fight, but man advantage for O2.
Got to touch the cart though. Villain's getting incredibly low. O2 trying to recollect themselves here as the cart is so close to being finished. Overtime is going to be in session, Jaws, and everyone from O2 Blast still remains low. Joy needs to hold off on using this Transcendence because Yomon and Gibbossi almost ready to come through yet another combination.
Humbaba moving very aggressive. He needs to build it up, but Sleep Dart from downtown. Hello. Graviton Surge mixed with that self-destruct. Easy kill onto Arrow as he was firing. Another 3-man kill for Gibbossi. O2 Blast getting blasted off into the stratosphere. GEEKSTAR end up holding O2 Blast just before the 3rd point.
Looks like O2 is blasting off again, and GEEKSTAR have their claws dug in. This could be where they claim their first map win for Overwatch Contenders' career. To do that, they've got to claim 2 points, 84 meters and 74 centimeters. That is all that stands between them and that delicious 1, which has been so elusive over the last 2 games.
Right at the very end, the Clutch Masters. Well, the Clutch Graviton Surge. Right up into the high ground. You got to think about the geometry when you're sticking Graviton Surges to things and the way people are attached to the grab. Of course, they are drawn into the center. And that means sometimes if the shield is actually off the ground and can't actually touch, does mean the self-destructs can sometimes just sneak under.
Same with Earth Shadows. The Earth Shadow can move its way past the shield but isn't impacting the ground and still have that elevated area of effect without that being interrupted, so you can actually get shatters on people through a shield. So
I do remember when Brig actually first got released, if you jumped while holding shield, you could actually get shattered because your feet were actually revealed. I'm actually not sure about that interaction now. Something they'll have to look up, but I'm pretty sure they fixed it.
let's get some custom lobbies going on.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they fixed it, but I remember when Brig first came out, that was the case.
I'm excited to see Rain pick up the Ana here. This is what we talked about when we were doing our little pre-roll while we were waiting for the map to start. We talked about the potential to utilize sightlines with a dual flex support defense with both for Ana and Zenyatta. You've got so much healing here and so much utility, but you've got no speed boost, so you're going to be very hard to relocate in terms of your two supports. You will be able to potentially peel away dives though with Humbaba, Proper, and Arrow.
The map will end here, of course. They didn't end up getting the third cap, so there will be no additional rounds. Rain, like you said, because it's so far back, Bardic Rifle, you working like a sniper in that sense. Unfortunately, it doesn't do as much damage and can't headshot, but
It does do a significant amount of damage. What is it, 75 per hit?
yeah, you can three pop a Farah or any 200 HP
70
target.
per hit, actually. 75
nice.
healing. Rain is going to take a little bit of damage. Will either Harmony or doesn't want to use that battle grenade.
Nice.
Will hit Assassin with that. Won't be Villain who's following that up though. Wants to go for a little bit of cleave, but doesn't want to invest the jump because of course that is his main disengagement tool, especially if O2 Blast ran the
Wow, okay, who clearly out of position there. Proper ends up taking him out. And now Blast can play this corner like exceptionally well. They don't have to take any damage. They know GEEKSTAR have to back off. Waffle did get hacked. Proper still causing a menace in the back line, and you can see how much damage he's already done, Harry. He's up to 100%. He's got that EMP. He's ready and raring to go.
No.
And now he's spawn capping who? The 1v1! Who is this?
Who?
Exactly. Proper goes down. As soon as you hear that one headshot, I feel you get into that rhythm, especially when they're strafing backwards and forwards like that.
Just giving it up.
I think they are, yeah. Oh, 0.01. Do get the hack actually onto Humbaba. He ends up falling regardless and everybody forced away. Man, imagine being the Sombra in that situation.
It's like, guys, we're spawn camping and this is going to go great.
I'm dead. Oh god, guys, get on the payload, please.
Good payload, guys. 5 minutes on the clock here for GEEKSTAR. They got the payload rolling. They got a couple of ultimates to their name as well, in the form of almost Graviton Surge and, well, basically everything else. They only have the EMP ready to go, but Proper's going to be exactly the same. Question is, who's going to bring it out first and will the enemy Sombra be caught within? Proper's having a little bit of a scout, currently reporting the location of his own team. Will be reporting back to O2 Blast.
Trying to find some redemption. O2 Blast, 4 members get EMP'd. Is there going to be follow-up? Of course there is. That shadow hits the floor. Arrow's going to be the only recipient and actually gets moved out of the way. 4 members get EMP'd. GEEKSTARs now have to force their way back. And Villain just takes the game into his own hands as Proper lands that gigantic reverse EMP. There's the redemption that we wanted to see. He's like, okay guys, I got this. I know I got killed by Who a second ago, but 4-man EMP was worth it.
Great job there from Humbaba as well to get the shield onto Arrow, ensuring that when he got stunned, he could not be taken down with that burst damage from the charge. Also utilizing that for a little bit of extra energy. We love a bit of high side energy. It's going to be doing a lot of damage. Only 11 charge at the moment, though. We'll have to use one of those. It was an attempt at a back cap, though. Does look like that's going to force O2 Blast to move themselves onto the cart. They can no longer leave it. So
oh, look at that. Graviton Surge straight on top of them. They know what's good. That hack is going to come through as well onto Leo to mean he can't hold his shield up, but I don't think it matters at all. Humbaba is just going to get cleaved through. Yeah, Villain's going to go down as well. A meter remains now for GEEKSTARs. This is it, Harry. This could be their Season 1 first map win under their belts if they could just deliver almost deliver this payload. Of course, 85 meters now stands in their way. Perfect counter charge there to punish Villeneuve's bad spawn. And now they're on their last point. 4 minutes and 40 seconds remain. Look at the ult bank, though, that they're going to be able to acquire in this next fight. O2 Blast, only just behind.
Yeah, Proper, he's going to have to try and turn up the lights here and stop the momentum of GEEKSTAR. They've got so much time to do this, Jaws. 4 minutes and 25 seconds to move only a couple of meters, maybe 40 or so from the time of the first contest already. Yon1, Proper, they're dueling out on the top. Proper's going to get that additional armor pack so we can stay in the fight for a little bit longer. He's going to rejoin this, but there is the backup from Waffle.
Sub 10 HP, throws the Translocator in, he's ready to rock and roll. EMP comes up with a perfect transcendence from Who. Saves the rest of the team and Proper goes down. There's going to be a beat from Waffle as well to send them surging forwards. Another EMP comes through and 5 members that EMP'd on the side of Blast. And now Rain can't use that sound barrier just yet and he actually gets taken out. GEEKSTAR looking to sink this payload into that golden box of victory.
Young One going to be trying to hack people as they go fair entrance. Leo's trying to lock it down the line at the doors. Were you able to make it into the Coliseum?
I'm not sure you're going to be able to. Rain has to come out with something special here. Use that beat to come through, but look at the graph. It's signaling everybody, it's sticking everybody to their payload. They need to get back. 1 minute and 60, 1 meter and 60 remains. In fact, GEEKSTAR end up netting the payload and netting their first win in Contenders. O2 Blast falls. And what a dominating map from GEEKSTAR.
And while O2 Blast may claim the series, it will be GEEKSTAR who claim our final triumph here in a dominant performance on Watchpoint Gibraltar. The streak has been broken, and maybe this will unlock their true potential for later on in the season.
Staggering of ultimates and the perfect Transcendence from who was in sightline, by the way, of that EMP going off. He saw the Sombra Translocator come in, as it does have quite an obvious animation if it's thrown so high, and then Sombra jumping up into the air, hits the Q key in time, manages to save the rest of his team.
No one turns out whose lights, and GEEKSTAR not going to be fizzling out. A blaze of glory in their defeat today. Have to see if they'll be able to carry it on in their upcoming matches. But for now, O2 Blast can be happy with the 2-1 scoreline. Not quite as clean as they would have liked. Could have potentially claimed a little bit more from Blizzard World, not giving away that map.
Yeah, they do take the map. So they get an additional point, of course, on the board, but it is O2 Blast victory, which does actually put them in the, not in the lead, of course, Runaway in the lead still, but it does put them up there on the scoreboard right now. That close match versus GC Busan and taking the game here today. They're at 2 wins already.
Yeah, top of the table team, and they're definitely showing up a lot of clutch abilities, especially when we look at how these sort of teams compare.
So look at the standings, though. We'll get those up on your screen right now. Runaway, of course, on top. However, O2 Blast not too far behind. Map differential of about 2 right now. MVP trailing a little bit further behind. Only at 1 apiece. Of course, they need to play tomorrow, so we will see them, of course. WGS Armament found the perfect win against Element Mystic, the 4-0, but they did end up going it down today to Runaway. Not too much of a surprise there. We kind of expected Runaway to run away with
control
things.
Though, so
yeah, it's a nice little turnaround from them.
Claiming control against former champions, that's still got to feel good when you just came in from trials.
Exactly that. Unfortunately, though, GEEKSTAR down in the very last place, -5, but they still managed to catch them at win.